Welcome to Zentiva Sustainability Podcast. At Zentiva, we believe that each and every one of us can contribute to taking care of our planet and do what we can to protect it so that future generations can enjoy life as much as we do. We act today for a sustainable tomorrow, and as part of our environmental pathway, we find it important to educate and empower our associates, and we warmly invite you to join us and follow our new initiative, the Zentiva Sustainability Podcast, with a series of episodes where experts explain different areas of environmental protection.
Welcome to the first episode of our Sustainability Podcast. Today we are going to talk about urban forestry management. I'm Roberta Garlaschi, Communication Manager at Zentiva Italy, and it's my pleasure to welcome our guest, Luca Comino, Creative and Planning Director of IES, Italian Enablers of Sustainability.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure.
So first of all, what urban forestry management is exactly?
Wow, that's complex. Urban forestry management refers to the systematic approach of planning, developing, and maintaining green spaces, obviously with a focus on trees and vegetation, but within urban environments. It encompasses the management and preservation of urban forests, parks, but also other green infrastructure in cities, town, and metropolitan areas. It is definitely crucial for creating sustainable and livable cities. Let's say, really smart cities. It involves a comprehensive understanding of a lot of aspects like the ecological aspects, social, economic benefits that urban trees and green spaces provide. These benefits include, just to name a few, improved quality of the air, reduced urban heat island effect, the management of excess water coming from storms or heavy rainfalls, which is becoming more and more common, as we know, biodiversity conservation, the sequestration of carbon in the ground, and overall the enhancement of a urban environment. In order to be done well, given its many facets, it involves several phases, from planning to design, species selection, planting and maintenance, and the engagement of a whole community.
Okay, so why the care and maintenance of our public green areas are so crucial?
Well, we have already touched upon a few topics, but there are several reasons that touch both the holistic impact individuals and the value that these activities create for the community. Firstly, public green areas, such, for example, a renovated square, play a vital role in promoting human well-being and connection with nature. They provide a sanctuary within a urban landscape that allows people to experience the restorative benefits of nature. And I would like to touch on this subject again later, because it's very interesting. This concept is rooted in, this is what I was referring to, biophilia, the innate human affinity for nature, which has been proven to reduce stress, improve mental health, and enhance the overall quality of life. By caring for and maintaining these green spaces, we foster a happier and healthier community. Moreover, green areas that are public contribute to the environmental sustainability of cities. This may seem obvious, but it has many aspects to it. In fact, these spaces act as natural filters. They improve air quality because they absorb pollutants and release oxygen. They provide shade and therefore reduce ambient temperatures, and they not only help weather the effects of excessive rainfall, as we said earlier, but also help improve water quality by filtering and absorbing it. So it's a crucial contribution to the ecological health and resilience of our urban environments. But there is also a social perspective, because these green areas serve as community gathering places. They foster social cohesion and interaction. Renovated squares, in particular, can be designed to accommodate various activities, such as events, markets, recreational opportunities. They can become vibrant hubs where people come together, strengthen community bonds, and where inclusivity can be promoted. The involvement of vulnerable individuals in the maintenance of these spaces also is a great opportunity because it creates employment and skill development. And it's a way to empower marginalized groups and foster social equity.
Right. And according to you, why it is important that beside each individual, also companies contribute effectively toward this?
Well, there's a lot of talk nowadays about ESG criteria, environment, social, and governance. So from this point of view, from ESG standpoint, the care and maintenance of public green areas aligned with these principles of environmental stewardship, social responsibility, good governance. Sponsoring companies that invest in the renovation and maintenance of these spaces demonstrate their commitment to sustainability and to the well-being of their community. Such initiatives contribute to a company's ESG goals insofar as they enhance its reputation, attract socially conscious customers, and improve employee morale. One can also say that these projects generate positive economic impacts because they can drive tourism, they can attract businesses and increase property value in the surrounding area. With Città Giardino Insieme, which is what we call a plug and grow format, we bring urban forestry to a higher level from our point of view because we make it relevant to companies that want to make a positive impact on the territory, integrating both communication services and digital transformation services, activating them, for example, a blockchain that guarantees transparency in the performance and enables monitoring and reporting.
Great. And in the design phase of the areas, which are the key aspects that need to be taken into account? I mean, for example, we can probably introduce all the exotic species we want, I guess.
Well, not really, but thank you very much for this question because, as you know, first of all, I'm a communication strategist, so this topic is particularly relevant to me. So let me answer first from a creative point of view. Limits, boundaries, both physical and metaphorical, essential to a creative process. If someone were to ask to an artist, do something completely unrelated to your society, your time, or to the history of your craft, well, that would be nearly impossible, and paradoxically, the results, if any, would most likely be rather trivial. Limits and boundaries, which are just other names for problems, the condition for true creativity, which is the invention of something new and useful. So the design phase of one of these projects starts from the analysis of the problems that the specific urban situation poses. The species, for example, you were referring to this in your question, that are introduced must, on the one side, represent something new and surprising, but on the other, they must integrate in the context. Not every plant works. So it's a matter of dynamic equilibrium. In this process, it is crucial to value competence because, for example, returning to the topic of species selection, we collaborate with leading experts that help us identify the best combination of species according to what other species thrive in the surrounding area, what are native of the area, and also how they can be designed in a beautiful way.
Okay, and definitely due to a greater general awareness to the climate change impacts and to the growing awareness initiatives for the environmental sustainability, the green focus has grown strongly in the recent years. But cities, and particularly here in Italy, I can say, did not change significantly. Why that?
Well, I think you're right, and that's precisely why Riccardo Belli, who is the founder of IES, Italian Enablers of Sustainability, felt the need to create a project such as ours. In Ecology, ecological sensibility has lagged behind, which is something that has maddened me since I was a teenager compared to other countries. And on the other hand, when the conversation evolved, and even today revolves around the idea of green policy, it is often restricted to the idea of preservation without innovation. But the new generations are bringing something new to this discussion. And this is probably made possible by the fact that we all, but the younger generations in particular, participate in real time in a global conversation. And this has, I think, accelerated the awareness about sustainability issues. That being said, Italian cities are still a struggle. We need to consider some hard factors concerning our territory. Our spaces are rather cramped, the cities are compact. They were not designed to begin with to house a lot of green space. But a lot is happening, both in the strategy of the new developments and in the re-evaluation of existing areas. So just let me mention two different facts that I think proof of this. We have just partnered with Confindustria, one of the main industrial associations, for a series of activities during the annual meeting at Rapallo in Liguria, which happened this June. A city square was renovated, but also a digital version of the square in the metaverse in order to allow the participants to access and collaborate within a digital space as beautiful as the real square. So here you have the two aspects, renovation and innovation. And I found it deeply significant that it was an association such as Confindustria to send such a strong message. The second thing is that with our communication agency, we are delighted to be involved in one of the most amazing urban development projects that are happening in Europe at the moment. A new complex of offices, which will grow in Milan and is designed by the archistar Kengo Kuma and is developed by Europa Resource, which operates really at the cutting edge of sustainability. And it's going to be the first fully biophilic office in Italy. And it truly represents a revolution in the relation between working spaces and green spaces. So yes, there's a lot to do, but we are starting on the right path and we are engaged to bring it forward with scalable projects.
Yeah, and congratulations for this exciting project. Thank you very much, Luca, for your time and for sharing all this important information with us.
Well, as I said, it was a pleasure and a privilege. In fact, it is so important. I think it's a key element of what it means to work towards a sustainable future, to be constantly, sharing and exchanging ideas. So thanks again for having me.
Thank you.